As I walk around my starter spawn area that we built up over these last 30 episodes, I am really pleased with a lot of the things we have done, but I can't help but see the flaws in it. Some of the inconsistencies in the environment choices and designs between different areas, many different types of trees that don't necessarily fit together, and I want to take some lessons I've learned from this area and go off today in a new direction and start a new project. We're not abandoning this area forever, but I think it is time to start something new, start something fresh, and come back to this area when I have fresh inspiration to finish up different areas. So I grabbed my horse and grabbed my dog Sam and headed off to find a new location. And as I traveled, I did see some pretty amazing sights along the way, which is why I chose to go by horse rather than just flying an elytra the whole way. And the spot I was going to, I had already picked out and found, so I knew exactly where I was going. So I just wanted to enjoy the journey, enjoy the trip, and take along two of the animals that have been with me the longest in this world. This horse I got in episode 2, I believe, and things were going very well. The horse was definitely useful to have for terrain like this where there's pretty much a sheer cliff. I used my horse to jump up there, but I didn't know what was waiting at the top of that cliff. I got ambushed and we lost our horse. So me and Sam had to go on alone from that point on. I did eventually find another horse and put a saddle on it. And then we found the biome we were looking for. And then we found the area where I plan to start this new project. And here we are. We have made it out to the snow biome that I wanted to make it to. Just with large biomes, it takes a lot longer. And here we are at negative 18,000x and 3,000z. And there's a few reasons I wanted to come out here. One is I just wanted to start a new project, a new area, something different. We'll still go back to our old spawn place, but this will be much more a focused build project with a specific style in mind. And I've learned a lot from building over there, and I want to take some of the lessons I've learned and come out here and try a new project. So for at least the next few episodes, we're going to be concentrated on this area. And my main inspiration for what I'm going to be building out here for this environment, for this area, is a game called The Long Dark. I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard of it or played it, but it is one of my favorite games. And recently I've been thinking about it. I've been playing it, taking some screenshots, getting a lot of inspiration from it. What I really like about it, as far as the game and environment design, is the simplicity of it. It doesn't go crazy with a lot of tree types. That's one thing about the spawn area, that I have a lot of trees, but they're all so different that it's not really consistent. It doesn't really fit together. Another thing I think about is cool about the snow biome area here is that, yeah, we have these snow layers out here, which in Minecraft is something you have the most control of. You can do all these different layers. So that's something I haven't done much with, and I think it'd be really cool for the environment to be able to just take advantage of these snow layers and really smooth things out as we build here. So I'm really excited for this. So today we are going to build something probably about right here. It is definitely heavily inspired by the Long Dark. It's going to be a little train depot here, which will be the start of the area. And then later on in other episodes, we will move on to these mountains and just other things here. I have a lot of plans here. This will be a big project. But before we build that train depot, I'm going to start with some of the trees. I did gather a lot of the materials I needed before I came out here because I wouldn't really have access to it all the way out here. So I'm going to start constructing some of those trees, and then we'll build this train depot here. Oh, I just thought of something. I didn't bring my happy gas, and I usually use the happy gas to build a lot of my trees. It just makes it so much easier, so I guess I'm gonna have to do it without happy gas today. Let's jump right into building those trees. Okay, so I don't know what was going on with my flashback mod today. This is what it gave me for all of the time lapses I tried for this episode. So the rest of this episode will not have time lapses because I could not get it to look better than this. And here are just a few of those trees. Again, these ones are very inspired by the long dark, so I went for very grayscale, desaturated trees. That'll kind of be a theme for all of the trees and plant life. I'm going to get rid of this grass. There's not going to be anything green growing. And I really like the pale oak leaves for these fir trees. They look good. They look like they belong in like a snowy biome. And as it snows, there will be snow that will actually pile up on these leaves. It starts snowing when I was doing that tree. So there'll be snow on the trees, but I think it works perfectly. And then the basalt is like a very gray trunk, and then I tried to kind of fade it from like diorite through to the basalt, so at the bottom the tree's a little wider, has a little snow on it. Even the tips of these branches that are exposed on these dead trees and such, it's the pale oak trapdoor for the tips of the branches, just makes them be a little lighter. And also it helped me thin out the edge of the branches, because if I just did the tough slabs to the end, the branches would just be too thick on the end. And then I also used some of the pale hanging moss off the tree for some like lichen growing off of these trees. I overall am very pleased with these trees. I think once you add more and we have a whole environment, a whole biome kind of filled with these, and they kind of define the environment, I think this will look so cool. I have a few more variations that I've already created, but I just wanted to put a few here so I can kind of show them off for right now. Then once we have the build, we can place a few more in once we have the build for kind of reference where we're going to put stuff. This villager has decided that this stonecutter is his profession block. I guess he didn't have anything in the village. I am going to have to tear down this village right here. It's going to be in the way, but I don't know if he'll be in the way today. We'll see. For now, I'm going to get ready to put the little train depot in here. I'm gonna have to move my stuff, kind of flatten it a little bit, and you're gonna have to go back to your village, sir. You are not really welcome here. Yeah, I'm gonna get prepared for that, and then I will show you that. I am really pleased. I keep falling off the back of this as I back up. I'm really pleased with how the train depot has turned out through the course of designing it. So I'm excited to show you guys that. And now let's go. All right, I have finished the build, and it is perfect timing because it is snowing right now, which is the main reason I came all the way out to this biome. I know I could place snow anywhere, but I wouldn't want it to start raining when I'm trying to create this environment with the snow and everything. So I really like the nice snowfall here. And here is our little train depot. So for the train rails, we have these slabs and then the trap doors. I mainly did the trap doors so that they could be raised a little bit and wouldn't be completely covered by the snow as it fell. Here's what I'm talking about with the snow layers. Just the customization allows you to build in. Here, I'm able to have some snow just more piled up and just partially burying the train tracks. And for those of you who are not familiar with The Long Dark, it's basically a game. It's in like a northern Canadian island, and there's a kind of it's kind of almost like an how do I say that word? It's like it's an apocalyptic game. It's in an apocalypse. Basically, it's a survival game. You go around the world exploring, finding different shelters and stuff. Everything's abandoned, kind of run down. And so that's what I'm leaning into here as well. So with the covered tracks, these tracks are not in use. Even part of the depot is a little bit destroyed there. You can see the roof there. This is supposed to be like a train notice board, bulletin board of like the train schedule. And then no more trains because there's no more trains coming through. And I think the snow layers really work as well on the roof, creating a lot of variation on the roof shape, and it just looks like the snow is piled up on the roof pretty good. And what I especially like is the banners I used here on the side, just to create either icicles or just like a little bit of snow overhang off of the edge of the roof. I think that really adds to it. And I like the signs on the edges of the roof to kind of create that jagged or shingled look almost on the wood. And we've got some kind of antenna there. Got some power lines here. Some stuff on the side. Electrical stuff, I think. Oh man, the snow is going away. Okay, well, we lost our atmosphere. And here you can see the back of it. Again, the same thing with these trees. I tried to create some, a little bit of gradient at the bottom where it's a little more wider, a little more, just wider on the bottom. Same with the chimney here. I tried creating something with the window. It's let's see if we can get a good angle of it here. It's kind of a little hard to see because there's no interior, so it's kind of busy behind it. Let me... Oh! No! There, apart from there being no interior, it's also not lit at all. Well, we're not going to go inside the house. Let me try to get up maybe to get a little better perspective on the window. So, I tried to create some framing inside the window with layering. So I used the spruce trapdoors on the outside. It's like a layer out to create a framing to the window. But on the inside, there's a chain back behind there, and inside the window, there's also a layer with these banners that create the vertical black lines in the window, just create all that separation. Something I'm trying. I think it is. So I have this mod that allows for some better snow coverage, which kind of allows for some of the things you see here where the fences, there's snow underneath. So it's not just like bare underneath the blocks like this or grass, but for some reason it's putting snow in my window. I don't know why. Exactly. Yeah, that is it for the train depot. Let me see if I can get inside here. The fact that there's creepers inside there is the worst. I really need to at some point go mining for netherite again to get a netherite spear and replace them, because at one point I died with netherite stuff and I lost it in an explosion, so that's why some of my tools are not netherite. But I just need to go mining for it, but it's so tedious. Don't go in there! Don't go in there! Sir! You just let everybody out. This guy, man. Okay, this is an area I've never been to. I don't know why the inside of this small house, this small train depot, turned into such a mob farm so quickly. Okay, try to lure them out into the open. That way I can better deal with them. Okay, I do like the spear for keeping creepers at a distance. Okay, come on out. No! No! I really need to get a spear without lunge on it, because that's what happens with lunge. If I accidentally use it, I just end up pulling myself closer, especially with creepers. It's really bad. Okay, that actually wasn't too difficult to fix. I don't think I actually brought any lighting, so let me just steal a couple lanterns from this village. It's going to get destroyed anyway, just so we don't end up with an entire mob farm in here. Now I'm going to do some work on some of the plants around here. So one thing I said, no green, no grass. We need to get rid of all grass around here because there should not be anything green in this environment. No flowers either. Okay, let's add a little bit of this dried grass. And then just bone meal a few of these just for some nice height variation. This is where that better snow coverage really comes in handy, because otherwise you'd end up with a lot of patches of green underneath the grass like this, but this allows it to fit in with the snow a little better. And then we're going to have some patches of gray, which I'm going to use coral, and we can mix in some pale oak saplings as long as we just do one by one, just one at a time, so they don't end up growing. There we go. And that'll be our basic grasses that we will find throughout this environment. Some grays and then the dead dry color. And then occasionally I think I'll just put a few of these dead bushes. Not everywhere, but just some here and there. I think those work as well. As well as I think maybe like that. Yeah, a few firefly bushes mixed in with some mangrove root. I downloaded a resource pack for firefly bushes that just makes it so they don't have the flashing particles all the time during the day and everything. They'll still emit particles at night, but it just allows them to be used a little bit more as a normal plant. So I think, yeah, we'll have some of those around too for some extra vegetation. So I think with that, yeah, I think that'll look really nice once it all comes together in a whole environment, a whole area here. Yeah, I am really happy with this area overall and how it's coming together. I think before the episode is over, I'm maybe going to add a few more of these trees in behind this and over on that side, maybe a couple in front here, just to fill it in a little bit more. But other than that, I think we are done with this building here for this episode. I am really pleased with it, so let me know what you guys think of it. But let me go build those trees. And there we have it with our last couple trees right there. Yeah, I think this looks really nice. But to close out the episode, I'm just gonna start tearing down these villager houses. I don't want this village here at all. But while I took these houses down, I just wanted to have a little chat about the newest spring drop that's coming out. From what we can see, it seems like they've added everything, and I know that there's a lot of sentiment around it right now that it's like, is that it? And yeah, it does seem very small to me. Honestly, when they were first showing the baby mobs, I'm like, okay, that's cool. But there's got to be more like gameplay features, because they did a lot of textures for all the baby mobs, but really all those mobs were in the game already. It doesn't change a lot of gameplay. The only thing that does is the golden dandelion. So it is very small, a very small drop. But I do like the changes. Like the baby mobs, they do look better. The golden dandelion, I think all of those are good changes. It's not that it's bad. But for me, it's like, it doesn't change gameplay that much, and it's not really that much for features. And also the fact that it's not the things I'm excited for them to add to the game. If they never updated the baby mobs, I don't think I would really ask for it. And for me, mostly what I've been missing recently in these recent drops is, where are our new blocks? The last new blocks we got were in, I think it was the Garden Awakens with the pale oak and the resin. We got some new variants of blocks with the Copper Age, but that's not really a new, like, new building block, new colors. So that's really what I'm looking for in these new drops. But like, basically all last year they didn't add any new blocks. And yeah, gonna be honest, a little bit disappointed by that. And I'm sure they are working on more, but I would really just overall like a lot more blocks than they've been adding recently. Just like a few in each drop. And they don't seem that complicated add mechanics wise. So yeah, overall that's my thoughts for this new baby drop. It's cool, it's good, and I'm glad it will be in the game. I'm just hoping for in future drops for them to go in different directions, explore other things like building blocks, new textures, new colors, and also just filling in some of the variants of other blocks, because there's a lot of the stone types that the options we have are very inconsistent. Those are my thoughts on it right now. I'm hoping that with Minecraft Live coming soon, they'll announce something cool for the summer drop. But honestly, for right now, for the baby drop, I'm like, the only thing I can think I'd use it for is maybe by the homestead I built in the last few episodes, just making some of the chickens or some of the cows babies forever, but that's probably all that I would use the entire drop for, so not really super interesting. In the comments down below, if you guys want to let me know your thoughts on this new drop, how you feel about it, and also what you think Mojang should add next in the other 3 drops this year. But that will be it for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy this new project I'm starting over in this area, 18,000 blocks away. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys all in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Bye!